It's the Invincible Podcast, episode 3. Eldin over here, Arjun over there. What are we talking about today?
So we're gonna go through each 20 Premier League clubs and we're gonna rate their transfers in a ABCD scale. So each transfer we're gonna give them that scale, and then after we do that, we're gonna announce the winners and losers for each Premier League club in the transfer market.
So, today we're going to break down every single transfer each team did. And, let's see who's really made some bits in this transfer window.
A lot of good transfers in the Premier League.
Some
That's
big players.
a lot, especially Chelsea.
So here's what we're going to start with alphabetical order. So, of course, Arsenal is first. I'm going to name down everyone who they brought in and who they've sold. So they've brought in Willian from Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to name the first team players, the players that are like,
important. Yeah.
Pablo Mari, they made his loan official. Cedric Suarez from Southampton. Gabriel from Lille. Loan again from Real Madrid for Dani Ceballos. They brought in Partey from Madrid. And then the notable players that they've, sold. Mkhitaryan's finally out. Martinez, Emiliano Martinez. Torreira's out on loan. Guendouzi's out on loan. Anybody else can't really. Those are the main key guys they've, let out on loan and sold. So that's Arsenal right there. Some big players bringing in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
So I feel like the most recognizable signing for Arsenal specifically, like last season, they had a huge downfall in the back. I feel like Gabriel is the A signing. It's a very important signing because, well, you could see in his first game of the season, he could score goals and he did pretty well, although it was against Fulham.
Wait, overall, are you giving Arsenal an A?
Oh, no. I mean, with
that's the question. That's the biggest question. What is overall though? With the Willian?
Okay, overall, not individual
Gabriel, Ceballos, Partey.
If we're saying overall, I think probably B plus.
B plus.
B plus.
I go with B. I'm going with B.
All right.
I don't know. You look at everybody who did. Okay, Willian, Premier League experience coming from Chelsea. Yet another player from Chelsea. He's not bad. He's a great player.
If you're considering, if you're considering like Aubameyang signing a new contract, then that's probably an A for them, honestly.
Well, yeah, you got to also look into that. That is true.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, okay, they brought in Willian, who's another attacker. They brought in, I think, key thing is they brought in Partey, and who they really needed in midfield. That was number one. Mm-hmm. Ceballos, he didn't really do much under Arteta when he came in. He was starting more games in the beginning of the season last season. He might be, decent player for them, probably coming off the bench. And Gabriel, like I said, like you said, I mean, he was key. He was a key signing. They needed another center back. Mm-hmm. I think they would have I feel like I would have brought in maybe two, maybe a little bit more experienced one because he's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Because who did they have partnering? They play three in the back sometimes. So Holding was all right. Socrates isn't really getting much playing time.
David Luiz.
True.
Not that reliable of a center back these days.
I think in terms of who they lost, Torreira looked like he wasn't really doing much. Guendouzi was going down. Mkhitaryan, he's been, yeah. Emiliano Martinez was, maybe their biggest loss, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like they should have kept him. I kind of feel bad for him because he was probably one of their best players towards the end of the season.
I mean, he's going to get playing time for Villa now.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's good for them.
Of Arsenal, so I don't know. He probably made the smartest moves.
Yeah, that is true. So I'm going to go with B. That's my grade for Arsenal overall.
Yeah, I would give it a B. I mean, they would have pushed a B plus if they didn't let it go Emiliano Martinez. Because what if Leno gets injured again? I don't know.
Who is their backup now?
I don't know, honestly. Probably some academy player.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I did.
Which is risky.
They brought in Alex Runarsson, who I think is a goalkeeper. Yeah, he's a keeper. So, yeah, but Martinez came up big for them. Yeah, he's a keeper. Signed him for a 4-year deal from a French club, Dion. So, I guess that's your backup for Arsenal. So if Leno goes down, I don't know. I don't know how much I would trust him. But
We'll see.
oh, what were you going to say? Something?
No, I just say we'll see.
Hey, Arsenal comes in, they get a B. But let's go to Villa. Villa's next. Here's what they
Villa.
brought in. You want to say it or?
You could say it. You could keep saying all of them.
So Mighty Cash, Ollie Watkins, Martinez, who we said before, Bertrand Traore, and Ross Barkley were 5 big time players they brought in. I mean, they lost Nyland. They lost a couple of these guys.
Samata,
Oh, not even Samata, I didn't even see him.
James Chester.
McCormick. Oh yeah, they low-key lost some. I kind of back and forth on some of these guys. A lot of these guys were just released.
They were just average. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not really huge losses.
they didn't really lose nobody that was big time, and they brought in a lot of big time players.
Yeah.
I think Villa. I low-key like what Villa did. I give them a B plus.
Okay, I would give it a A minus.
A minus. I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
Because I feel like they have a goalkeeper, Martinez, to replace Pepe Reina, who had to leave because he was on loan from Milan, right? And Martinez is already a Premier League proven goalkeeper. Ollie Watkins, I feel like Villa were missing an out-and-out striker that actually could score goals for them and not rely on Jack Grealish much.
True.
And then they signed an amazing fullback, Matty Cash. He loves pushing up forward and he's good defensively. Traore is a good winger option, striker option that could back up Ollie Watkins. And Barkley, he's a very, very underrated center midfielder, even for Chelsea. And he's probably underrated for the whole of the Premier League. And he's been doing a bit for the first game of the season for Villa.
Those are 5 really good signings for them.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if Cash goes straight into the lineup, Watkins, Martinez, Barkley, Traore probably off the bench, maybe. Yeah. He can kind of go play, all over from the front 3. So the really good signings. They didn't lose really nobody that was huge. Had they lost maybe Jack Grealish, then that would lower it. But they kept a hold of him and they brought in some top players for him. So you go A minus, I go B plus. So practically around that same area.
Yeah.
Villa had a really good transfer window.
Excellent.
And now we're going to Brighton. So they brought in Lallana from Liverpool. Joel Veltman. Oh, that's a big one. Lars Den Donker. Is he the brother of Leander Den Donker?
Probably. I don't know much the Donkers and the footballing world.
They brought in some, low level guys.
Yeah.
Nobody
so I feel like those 3 or
those are the
2.
3 main ones.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of players. Aaron Moy left. Glenn Murray left. Shane Duffy left. Who else are we looking at? Knarkart left.
Matt Clark, Montoya, Knarkart, you said.
Oh yeah, I even see Montoya. They lost a lot of players.
Dale Stevens, but
where? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Oh my, so they lost a good amount of players, and they didn't really bring nobody. Maybe Veltman. What does Veltman play? He's about a kind of like a
center back.
He's a center back, maybe could play fullback kind of ish.
Yeah.
Lallana, okay, coming from Liverpool, but those are the only 2 really players that you could say, okay, they brought in like that.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I think they lost Shane Duffy, who's been playing with them last season, and Matt Clark and Montoya, but they've invested well with Lamptey,
that is true,
and they kept Dunk, who signed a contract over the summer, so that was probably a big signing. And they kept who was that lead center back? Ben White from going to Leeds.
They kept him. Yeah, that is true.
Those 2 are basically signings, keeping Dunk and keeping Ben White. So they didn't really lose much. They probably invested towards youngsters that actually
Which Lamptey turns out, he's fantastic. Right,
I love that man.
Fullback from.
You could have my children if you wanted to.
So there's, they ain't do horrible. I would maybe rate them though a C.
Yeah, in the
terms C is of where I'm going with. I don't know. It's just they could have done better, I think.
Yeah, C plus, maybe. Yeah, C plus. I always say C plus.
You go C plus, I go C. Yeah. But now we're talking Burnley. Burnley's next.
Burnley never signs anyone.
Yeah, DL Stevens,
This is
Mark
most
from
averages of
Hull, Mark Richter from Augsburg. Nobody really. They lost Joe Hart. They lost Jeff Hendrick, Aaron Lennon. They Adam
Ben
Phillips,
Gibson.
Ben Gibson. Yeah, they they never signed anyone. You're not expecting nobody to come into Burnley like that.
Honestly, I would give this like a
I'd give it.
F.
Yeah, I'd give it F. They really didn't bring. They could
So
easily
bad.
just go down.
Yeah.
How'd they start this season? Where are they at?
They're like relegation.
They could very well get relegated.
And they heavily rely on Ben Mee and Tarkovsky.
They
And they
do.
both
One of
got
them
injured.
gets injured. Psh,
Boom. They could see
see
like
ya.
2, 3 goals.
Exactly. So they haven't started the season well. Like we always ask ourselves how they're always in the top, like around that 10th, maybe 9th, 11th area.
Yeah.
But this season's gonna be different for them. I already know. It's not gonna be good. It's
No,
not
it's
gonna be
not.
good. So we're both going with F for Burnley. They could
Yeah.
very well go down. I should have really taken that into account in our Premier League predictions.
True.
Now we're going to your team, Chelsea. Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell,
Mm-hmm.
Silva,
Uh-huh.
Havertz,
Yep.
Mendy, Malang
Yep.
Sarr.
Yes.
They've lost Barkley, Bakayoko, Loftus-Cheek. Sarr went out on loan.
Ampadu, Pedro.
Ampadu, but he's on loan.
Yeah.
Pedro,
No.
Willian. So they lost some players, but they brought in a lot of guys. A lot of great players.
Oh yeah, man.
I'd go A
It,
minus. Reason I go A man, I know you're probably gonna go A plus.
yeah.
The reason
I
I
like
go A minus, I don't know how. Okay, I haven't watched a lot of Rennes, so I don't know how Mendy is.
they
So,
made Champions League, Rennes.
so that is true. That is true. So, you know, that's if not
Yeah.
that bad. Silva, I don't like him as a center back going into Chelsea. He's too old,
Yeah.
slow. You have Christensen's probably playing next to him. He's slow. There's no unless you're playing Tomori, but I doubt Tomori's gonna be starting. Other than that, I think everything else is
Anderson.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Werner is fantastic. I think he just needs to start scoring. Ziyech is about to come back. Chilwell's starting. He started a fantastic game last game. Havertz is slowly picking it up. So I think everything was perfect. Pedro not that big of a loss. You know what I'm saying? Williams maybe your biggest loss. Midfield wise, you brought in Ziyech and your Havertz, so they could kind of fill in the losses where Loftus-Cheek and Barkley would have probably played.
Yeah. I mean, if we're basing it off in terms of last season, well, we need a consistent striker. I mean, Timo Werner is not that consistent, but he's getting adjusted. Left back, we're having issues with Marcos Alonso, and Emerson is not always reliable, but he's probably better than Alonso. And
Yeah,
having Chilwell being number one England left back, like that's already amazing signing coming from Leicester.
yeah.
And our goalkeeping problem, everybody knows how bad Kepa is. I feel really bad for him because he's done amazing for the past couple of years, but the last season, he hasn't been stepping up to the plate. So Mendy is a good short-term signing until everything builds up for the goalkeeping department because Mendy is pretty old. He's not for
He's
the
like
long term.
28. I mean,
Yeah.
goalkeepers can play very,
Yeah.
long. So, but yeah, that's true. I think that's a short term.
And Thiago Silva is similar to like Van Dijk, having that Van Dijk effect. He's he's still playing really well, getting PSG to the Champions League final. But yeah, I see what you mean, being old and not keeping up with the pace of the Premier League. But he'll probably show a lot of people his quality in the Prem and help other defenders around him, like LeBron James for his team, having that LeBron effect.
Okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I mean, listen, it was a fantastic transfer window for them. They're one of the top. I think just overall, my favorite signing is probably Werner. I think Werner's gonna end up coming through and playing fantastic. I think he is. But so you go with what, A plus?
Oh yeah, 100%.
A plus. I'm gonna go A minus. Pretty
Yeah,
much an A. No questions
definitely.
asked.
Yeah.
Fantastic transfer window for them. And I would go to Palace. They brought in Nathan Ferguson from West Brom, Ezzy
Yeah.
from QPR, Batshuayi from Chelsea. Lost who they
Sort of. That's probably
Sorloth
their.
from to Leipzig, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Wasn't he out on loan too?
Yeah, I think he
So
was
it's not
on.
like they really lost anyone like that because they
Uh,
didn't have him last season, right? So
yeah, but I think he scored around like 30 goals
he
for
did score a lot of
Krasnodar.
goals for them.
So,
Yeah, that's why he went to Leipzig. I think that's all right.
yeah,
It's Palace, kind of similar to Burnley. They don't really bring crazy amount of people in.
I love Ezzy. He has a lot of flair, a lot of talent and skill.
He has a lot
That
of potential.
yeah, and when he
Batshuayi,
was yeah, you go.
no, you go, you go.
Oh, okay. Ezzy, when he was playing against us, he was getting fouled left, right, and center. Like he knew he had the quality to get past our defense, and we had to take him down. So he's pretty impressive. But yeah, what are you gonna say about Batshuayi?
Batshuayi, I think he's not that bad of a,
Yeah,
he's all right as a
he's all
striker.
right.
So
Yeah,
give comp. Who's their starting? What Benteke starts some games. Who else starts?
IU.
Ayu starts some games. I think it's a little rotation between them three. I think they're pretty much the same quality as players up front.
And Nathan Ferguson, a good young center back that came from West Brom. I know he's promising, but I don't know.
You never know. I mean, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go
Oh,
D
D.
plus, D plus.
Oh, okay. I was gonna give it like a C plus.
I'm gonna go D plus just because I feel like other than Ezzy, I don't know what nobody really else pops up to me. Ferguson, but Chua,
True.
nothing else. They didn't really lose anyone, so I guess that's good. Another season with Zaha doesn't leave,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess there's that. But I don't know. They could have done
Yeah,
better, I guess.
true. Okay, so C plus, D plus. That's probably around like a C,
C minus ish,
C minus ish. Okay.
not bad. Now we're going to Everton. They brought in Robin Olsen from Roma, who'd be their backup keeper.
Uh huh.
Godfrey from Norwich. They brought in Decore from Watford, James, Allen, Nikono, who's a backup center back probably. They
Oh,
lost Baines, of course, who retired. Stecklenburg, Lewis Moise Keane left. Theo Walcott,
Nias.
Sandro. Who'd you say?
Umar
Oh,
Nias.
Nias. Who else have they lost?
Kieran Dowd.
Kieran Dowell, Lewis Gibson. So I think they had a great transfer window as well.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we always say this for Everton. Like last season, I feel like we would have said the same. Oh my god, they brought in Keane, they brought in this guy, that guy. But this season, because they have Ancelotti uh as the manager
For the full season.
for a full season now, and he's
Yeah.
actually brought in players that he think are gonna work from. Allen, James has been playing great. Allen's been good. Decore, I can't wait to see Godfrey play. He's gonna do good. I think he goes into. He's gonna be competing for starting lineup. I think this is a really good transfer window for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the midfield is very compact, very stable and balanced. And that's really what wins Everton most of their games because, defensively, they strengthen with Godfrey, Alan coming back from midfield to help out defense. And Ducouré is more of like a box to box. And James pushes up more. And this is a perfect balance for Ancelotti. And that's what really succeeded him to be top of the Premier League. So fair
I mean,
play.
it's perfect for him. They're
Yeah.
playing fantastic. Can't wait to see the Merseyside derby now. That's gonna be good.
And he got the most out of Calvert Lewin, so he didn't have to spend much on a
Yeah,
striker.
exactly. And they were allowed to just say, "Okay, Keane, you can leave out on loan." Lewin's playing
Yeah,
fantastic. They're just everything's
exactly.
working for them. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go A minus.
Yeah, I would give it an A minus. And
I
also,
think,
Pickford is not the most reliable goalkeeper, so they have another backup.
and a little bit better backup than Stecklenburg it was.
Yep, true.
So
Yeah,
it was
A
a solid.
minus.
What'd you say? Oh, A minus. I
Yeah,
thought
A
you said A
minus.
minus. I'm about to say where it was.
A minus. Oh my
I don't
god.
know. Okay,
What
A
they signed
minus it
that?
is for Everton. After Everton, we have Fulham. They brought in Anthony Robinson, Mario Lamina, Harrison Reed, Ariola, Tete, Olaina, Ademola Lookman, Joachim Anderson, who I'm shocked that they brought in from Lyon,
Yeah.
Adarabioyo, and Loftus Cheek. They ended up losing. Who did they lose so far? Steven Sessegnon, De La Torre,
Bettinelli, backup goalie.
Bettinelli.
Mawson, Alfie Mawson.
Oh, where do you, oh, I even skipped
Yeah.
right over
I
him.
mean, he's on loan, so I don't think they.
Yeah. So I Fulham had a decent. I mean, there's always that one team that gets promoted that goes out and just starts buying players out
Yeah.
left, right, and center, and I
And
think that was
Fulham are,
Fulham.
yeah. And Fulham are doing it again because they did it last time they came
Oh,
up too, right?
yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at the players. Robinson's not that bad. I like him as a signing.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Lamina has Premier League experience, same as Reed, but probably Lamina's probably better. Ariola's not that bad of a keeper.
Yeah,
All right. Olaina, former Chelsea player.
I love him.
Lookman, who's fast, rapid from Leipzig. He's gonna be good. Anderson's low-key a decent center back.
Hmm.
He's a decent center back from Lyon. I'm surprised that he came to Fulham.
And Kenny Tete, I think he's like one of their best players at
Yeah, he
fullback.
was a good fullback for them as well.
Yeah.
Adebayo, he last season, he came from
Oh yeah,
City.
City. Yeah.
Last season, I think it was Blackburn he played for, and he was
Hmm.
playing fantastic for them. So he might
Yeah.
be a dark horse that might, end up doing some bits for them. And then Loftus Cheek, good midfielder.
Oh yes, he's
So
very underrated too.
this is a decent. I mean, if it all works together, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna say B minus, B plus, B
Yeah,
plus. I think it's tough to, yeah, B minus.
I'll give it a B because half of their signings came like deadline day. So like I
Yeah.
don't know how like are they gonna fit in?
Who was it? Loftus Cheek, Adebayo, Anderson, Lookman? They all came like deadline day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's gonna work, but there's potential in it. There's potential.
Oh yeah, very high potential. It just depends on the manager.
So that was a B for them practically. Now we go to Leeds United. They brought in Helder Costa, Jack Harrison, who's again on loan, but he was a regular starter for them last season. Rodrigo. They brought
Cook
in Koch, Diego Lorente, Rafinha.
and Melier, the
Oh,
goalkeeper.
Melier, their back goalkeeper. Who else they bring in? Somerville from Feyenoord, but I actually I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't,
But and then they lost. Okay, who they lose?
I don't think anybody's significant.
Nobody significant. Nobody
Yeah,
really. So I think Helder Costa is not that bad of a signing. He's Loki kind of started all right.
yeah, he's been doing good. Yeah,
Melier
scoring.
and Goal has been playing.
Oh yeah,
He's been good.
yep.
Harrison, I think, regular starter for them last season, helped him get promoted. Now he's back there, scored a goal against Liverpool on the first day. Rodrigo, I think he's starting to pick it up. He scored against City. Was it him?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was him. Lorente, Koch on the defense.
I think Lorente was like last ditch or something.
It was around the close, one of the last,
Yeah,
yeah.
during the end.
Rafinha actually was last ditch also. But
Mm.
he's rapid. He's really fast. He's skillful as well. One of the,
Oh really?
so not pretty decent for Leeds.
Okay.
What do you think? What are you giving him?
I think overall, I feel like the wingers are doing it really well with Harrison and Costa.
Mm-hmm.
Rodrigo, I think he's getting more game time scoring. Melier has been doing good, especially against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
He was fine. I mean, he was saving a lot. Cook, I don't know. He's just a wild card.
Yeah, he's back and forth,
Yeah, but Lorente is a good like midfield option, center defensive midfield option. Because Pablo Hernandez is injured.
Yeah,
And I
he's
don't think they
injured.
have
They don't really have that
like
much.
center midfielders. Yeah, Phillips, Cleek. I don't know who else is like.
Philip gets injured,
Yeah,
Lorente's right there.
exactly. So
What do you give? I give him a B plus.
Yeah, B plus.
I think it was a solid window for them. They got what they needed. Costa's been good for them. Harrison's back. Rodrigo's picking it up. I think if they get one or two more of these players to start picking it up, it would be pretty solid for them.
Yeah.
Now we got Leicester. Timothy Castagne, Cengiz Under, Wesley Fofana. They lost Chilwell, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Kapushka. I know you like Kapushka. Adrian Silva. That's pretty much all the big Gazal, but
Chilwell.
Yeah, Chilwell.
Oh, you said that. Okay.
Yeah. So I really like Castagne. I don't know why, but like for Atalanta, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Atalanta had a fantastic season last season.
Yeah, he's very attacking, and I think Leicester likes to use their fullbacks attacking wise,
Oh
and he's
yeah,
been getting a lot of goals, assists.
he's
He's been
fantastic.
doing
I
well.
really like him. Under, he was all right for Roma.
Mhm.
So, I like the loan of him. And then Wesley Fofana, I don't really know much about him.
They just spent a lot on him. It was like 30, 40 million
What is
center
he, a
back option.
center back, right?
Yeah,
I mean, so Chu Evans is back foot. I think, he's up there in age and he could be could be getting injured. So Fofana could easily just take that spot from him. Right
and
next to Chu.
yeah, and I think Ndidi was playing center back in the first few games, and he got injured, so they
Yeah,
need
he
the
got
backup.
injured.
It's a good backup, I guess. I don't
I
know.
think it was all right for them. I think it was an all right, transfer window for them. They lost Chilwell, which would be the biggest loss.
Yeah, so
And I think once Ricardo Pereira comes back, he's going to go to the right, Castagna to the left.
yeah. Hey, did they sign James Justin this season, or did they have him last season?
I think they had him.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, you're right.
James Justin also has been playing great. So I think I'm gonna go B because they really didn't do crazy good.
I would give it a B minus,
B
honestly.
minus.
The Chilwell
That is true.
loss is just brings it down more, but they
Yeah.
have a good replacement. So, but yeah,
It's back and forth. Once they get Pereira back, I mean, listen, they're still a great side. Still a great side. So it's gonna be back interesting with them. Now we look at Liverpool. They brought in Constantinos,
Chimikas.
Chimikas,
Yeah,
Thiago, Diogo Jota. Those are three big signings. They lost Klein, they lost Lovren, Lallana, Hover, Loris Karius, Brewster, Grujic. Some of these guys they lost, they weren't really, big time players.
they lost Gurich.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Porto. Oh no. He's on loan actually.
Oh
To
okay.
Porto. Sorry. Brewster they lost for sure. However, Hover went to Wolves. So those are kind of two youngsters that they lost. Lovren's gone, so that's center back gone. Loki Dane could bring anyone in to replace him.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made the signings where they had to make the signings.
Yeah,
Salah, Mane gets injured, Shota
true. That's good. Mane got COVID and boom, Jota's in.
Yeah, and then Thiago, he's a very
Helps their
skillful,
midfield.
great, amazing passer. Could dribble past defenders. That spark that the midfield really lacked last season, I felt. And Shimika's a backup left back for Robertson if he gets
Not
injured.
bad for them. I'd go with B.
Yeah, B.
They did what they did, but
B. Yeah.
I'd go with B.
Thiago was an amazing signing. Probably
Yeah,
the best.
Thiago really helps it. Jota is good, but that, average for them. Now we go to City. They brought in Ferran Torres, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz were their big signings. They lost Silva. They lost Sane, Otamendi. Those are the Angelino, but we already had him gone. Bravo's gone. So I think for us, Torres looks interesting.
Wait. You brought back Scott Carson on loan. Come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah.
Scott Carson's back on loan.
Scott Carson. Come on, man.
I think Ferran Torres is very interesting I think he has a lot of potential and he was really cheap. So I like that. Ake and Diaz really helped their defense. We needed a center back and boom, we go and get it. So I was happy about that. Sane was a big loss, but he wasn't even there last season. So I don't really look at it as a huge loss because it's been already a year since we lost him.
Yeah, true.
The only big loss, Otamendi, but we bring in Diaz, who I think is a better player. Silva, of course, gone, but I think Foden's finally,
stepping up. Yeah.
Step in. So I think it's been all right. I'm not going to say we had a fantastic transfer window. I think we still need another striker in terms of that because look, Guerrero's injured, Jesus gets injured. Now we're playing Sterling up front, and we've been really lacking. So, and then once Aguero leaves, who's Jesus, but who else? So I'm gonna go with B.
What's that striker that you played? That tall
Liam
striker?
Delap.
Liam Delap.
He's
Yeah,
coming up. He's coming up. I don't know. He looks interesting. He looks interesting, but I doubt Guardiola's going to be giving him starts now.
yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna go B
Ake,
minus.
yeah, I feel like Ake is like, I don't know, he stands out more for me. So I would give it probably B plus.
B plus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Diaz. I like. Ake. I like. Torres. I like. We didn't sign anyone that was bad, so I'm happy with the people we signed.
I agree. It's just a striker missing that
Yeah,
will bring it up. But yeah,
maybe even a left back, but Mendy. Hopefully, yeah, they can't go
atrocious,
great.
atrocious.
So left back and striker, but hopefully. Now we look at United. Igalo is back on loan. Danny Van de Beek, Tellez, Cavani, Facundo Palistri. They lost. Who they lose? Dalot, Pereira, Smalling, um, Chong, Sanchez finally officially gone.
Gomez,
Who?
Angel Gomez.
Oh, where does? Oh yeah, I didn't even
He was
notice that.
released. I was
Angel
surprised.
Gomez released. United. Tellez. Okay, he's alright as the left back.
This is
You
no
know,
Sancho, no winger, no
no
Avenue.
winger. That's what they needed, and they didn't go and get it. They brought in Cavani instead. What's Cavani gonna do?
Probably not going to do anything. I mean, I'll probably be surprised, but it's
So I
nothing
don't know.
really
He
exciting.
might do some bits here and there, but I'm gonna go C plus.
I'm gonna give it a C. Smalling was one of their best center backs, and they're stuck with Maguire and Lindelof, were not performing that well lately.
Exactly. Yeah.
No
So
center back, no out and
no
out
center
winger.
back came in. No winger. C minus actually. Yeah, C minus. That's what they needed. They needed to go and get Sancho, and they didn't. And whoever you bring in after that really does nothing
Yeah,
for
they
me.
got the wrong. They got the right ingredients for the wrong recipe. I feel like they
They,
have good players. It just doesn't
it's
really.
just maybe Van de Beek a little bit here. He's not that bad. Tellez,
Yeah,
Cavani, Cavani in his day maybe, but if you're not gonna bring in, Sancho, that's the main player you needed.
yeah. It's not really a bad window for them.
Yeah. Now we go to Newcastle. Jeff Hendrick, Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, Jamal Lewis. Who else did they bring in? That was pretty much the big time players. They lost Jack Colback, Victor Fernandez. Who else did?
Lejeune,
Muto, Lejeune.
that's
Eh,
really.
all right for them. Nothing crazy.
I feel like Wilson is probably their best.
Yeah,
They
I
needed a
agree.
striker because Joelinton is not going to produce much for Newcastle. I mean, he didn't, and Wilson is a proven Premier League striker, and he's been scoring penalties. He's been scoring headers. He's been doing a lot for Newcastle. So
Yeah. So he's going to be good. Fraser's pacey winger for
yeah,
them. So I like that. Jamal Lewis is a good fullback for them.
mm-hmm.
So those three are kind of good. So I guess that kind of bumps it up. Jeff Hendrick, Premier League experience. They didn't really lose nobody crazy. Muto maybe, but Leon is probably the biggest player they lost in the center as a center
Oh,
back. So
but
what do you go?
I'll give it a B minus. Yeah,
I go C plus.
okay,
C plus.
average window for Newcastle.
Yeah. Sheffield, Ramsdale. They brought in Ampadu, Oliver Burke,
Maxwell,
Brewster, Koulibaly, Matt Lowe.
Jaden Bogle,
Yeah, Jaden Bogle.
who did
Who they
lose?
lose?
Callum Robinson.
Callum Robinson. Yeah. I mean, the main one, Dean Henderson.
Oh yeah,
So I think that brings them down immediately. Like,
yeah.
they have not started the Premier League well.
Mm-hmm.
Brewster, yeah, maybe he's gonna do something, maybe he won't. Ramsdale's not Dean Henderson,
Mm-hmm.
so
Not yet.
I mean, yeah. So that really brings down their defensively. Yeah, I mean, they might even get relegated this season.
Yeah, they have a similar problem with Burnley, with one
Yeah.
of their center backs getting injured, like Egan and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Basham.
They
It's
get
like
injured. What do you do then?
Ampadu. I mean, Ampadu,
Ampadu, but
he has to
yeah.
get adjusted, and he hasn't really done crazily for Sheffield, obviously, because they're in the relegation. But it's
I'm
not
gonna
working
give it a
out that
D
well.
plus. It wasn't
Team,
good for them.
C minus.
C minus. I don't know. Just losing Dean Anderson was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. But at least they brought someone
At
there.
least someone, yeah. At least Ramsdale's in. Has at least some Premier League experience. We go to Southampton. Kyle Walker-Peters, Salisu, Ibrahima Diallo, and Theo Walcott in. They lost Elionesi, Maya Yoshida, Hoiberg, Cedric Suarez, Lamina, Harrison Reed. They lost Wesley Hoet, Sofian Boufal, Guido Carrillo.
Jeez. Oh
They lost a lot of players, and they brought in Peters, who was already kind of there on loan. Salisu not that bad of a center back.
yeah.
Walcott. I don't really know much about Diallo.
Yeah. I don't know much about the other. But
Not the best for them.
Kyle Walker Peters, he's a underrated right back.
I mean,
And
he's not
think
bad. Yeah, he's not bad.
he's not terrible. He's not. It's one of the good things England have, which is good right back, good
Yeah.
fullback.
That is true. England have a lot of good fullbacks, especially on the right side.
And I think Salisu is strong, fast, and tall. And
No, he's a good center back. I like him.
yeah, him and Southampton are known for big defenders with Vestergaard, Bednarek,
True.
and I think he'll fit really well because Southampton like to clear the ball, win headers a lot. He's a good backup or probably starting center back.
Walker's not that bad of an attacking option for them.
Mm-hmm. And losing Hoiberg, I feel like that intricate part of the center mid.
Yeah.
Good at
They lost
dishing
a
out
lot of
the ball.
center mids. I mean, Reed, Lamina,
Oh yeah,
Hoiberg. So they lost a lot of good center in the midfield. I'd give it maybe a C minus.
yeah. I mean, I'll give it a D plus.
Mm-hmm.
Really not that great.
Yeah, they're kind of middle of the pack, like normal.
But yeah.
Now we're going to Tottenham. Hoiberg came in. Hart as a backup keeper. Doherty, Sergio Reguilon, Bale, and Carlos Vinicius. They lost Vertonghen, Vorm. They lost Troy Parrott on loan. Oliver Skip on loan. Juan Foyth on loan. Sessegnon. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize Sessegnon went on loan.
Yeah. Often.
When that happened?
I think it was deadline day.
Deadline day? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Walker Peters, of course, gone. So, Tottenham, I mean, not that bad. Hoiberg's a good midfield addition for them. They brought in good at left back and right back because they really needed that. Doherty and Reguilon. Bale, let's see what he can do when he comes back fit. And Vinicius.
Bro, I'm so excited for Bale.
Yeah, Bale's going to be interesting. And then Vinicius was the top goal scorer in Portugal. So he might bring in some decent, backup for Kane.
Yeah.
So they did, they got what they needed, is the best way to explain it. They got what they needed. And I think I think I'm going to give it a B minus. Could have been better. I think sometimes, some of these players, like, okay, Reguilon, I think they really might have did bad on the deal because Real Madrid have a buyback clause.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he starts performing. Real Madrid just call him back, and boom, he's gone.
Honestly, I would give this a B plus A minus.
Mm-hmm. Vinicius, let's see how he does.
Vinicius is good, but I love the fullbacks. Reguilon is a really good attacking.
Oh, he is, yeah.
And he really screwed us up in the League Cup. Doherty, he's amazing right back for Wolves, especially last season. He screwed you guys up too.
He did.
And Hoiberg, he's very underrated.
Very
he's
underrated.
not a terrible center mid. He's actually starting for Tottenham too.
So they brought in some good players. They did bring in a lot of good players. Bale's going to be, the most exciting one. They lost Vertonghen, who was a big leader in the locker room, though. So that's going to be interesting to see how they go.
Contract issue.
Yeah. But they didn't really lose nobody else that was huge, other than Vertonghen.
Yep.
Then we go. So West Brom, Matias Pereira, brought in Grady Diangana. I can't even speak right now. Callum Robinson, Branislav Ivanovic, Filip Krovanovic,
Conor Gallagher.
Come
on. He's good. Trust me.
They lost Chris Brunt. They lost Josh Griffiths, Jonathan Lecco, Oliver Burke.
Really, that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It was all right for West Brom.
I feel like Matheus Pereira.
He was the biggest one.
Yeah, last season he was doing amazing, double-digit goals, assists.
Callum Robinson's good.
Oh yeah, he scored a brace against us.
Yeah, exactly.
Ivanovic,
I mean, I thought he's gonna be playing that much.
he's like 38.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he could probably help out the defenders because I think some of them are young, like Dara O'Shea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's somebody.
I mean, I don't know. It was just middle of the
Conor
pack for
Gallagher.
them.
Conor Gallagher, trust me, he's good. He was amazing in the championship, and I love him stepping up to the Premier League. I feel like this is gonna be a good experience for him.
Well, let's see how he does.
You gotta watch out. Trust me, he's gonna do well.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take your word on that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give him a C minus. I think the main
Yeah,
thing was keeping Pereira. That was their main thing. They didn't lose nobody really.
nothing lucrative, like nothing like wow, like
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
but yeah, C plus
Yeah, C minus over here. So,
C. I'll say C.
okay. Now we go to West Ham. Southcheck is now official. He's coming in. Craig Dawson. Vladimir Kofal. They lost. Zabaleta. Carlos Sanchez. They lost with
Young guy.
Wilshire. Anderson.
West Ham are boring. I don't know what the hell.
They're kind of Burnley type stuff is this.
They just brought back Suchek.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't really bring Dawson, and he ain't gonna be starting nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't the best for West Ham, even though they're performing pretty decent.
Yeah, surprising.
So I don't know how long that's gonna last. I'm kind of surprised Felipe Anderson left.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's only a loan, but it's probably
He
with the
hasn't
option.
done well really for them in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
that is true.
It's surprising because he did amazing. What was that for Lazio? And then everybody was so hyped for him.
I mean, when he came, he was doing bits, and then he kind of really went down.
Yeah.
I think it was all right. You know, they're kind of also in terms of the transfer window, who they brought in, who they lost, middle of the pack, C plus had to go because they didn't kept Southcheck, maybe decent midfielder, but that's it.
For me, I would give it like D or D minus.
I could see that very well. I could see that.
So bad. Look, it's probably 4 games in the season. We'll just give him time. Honestly.
Yeah. And then finally, Wolves, Fabio Silva, a very youngster from Porto, Marcal, Vitinha, Hover, Semedo, Aitinori. They lost Costa. They lost Morgan Gibbs Wright, Doherty,
yeah.
Jota, Vinagre, Bonatini. So, I mean, brought in a lot more Portuguese players because they needed them.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to lose Jota, I mean, where's Jota from? Is he Portuguese?
Yeah, right? He's Portuguese.
If you're going to lose Jota, you need to bring in like 3 guys to replace him then.
Oh, yeah, Vitinha, Fabio Silva,
Fabio Silva, Semedo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ruben Diaz next season.
Bernardo Silva.
So they need to bring in these guys. Come on. If as a City fan, if it's to Wolves, then I'd sell Diaz and Silva just to make it all good.
Yeah, I like the balance of youngsters and hope with Hover and Fabio Silva, and little experience with Marcel, Semedo.
Yeah. Vitinha's decent. What is he, attacking midfielders? Marcal has a lot of experience with them about him. Aitnori is a left back.
Oh, okay.
Semedo is a right back. Perfect. He replaces Doherty. Hover also is a full back, so he can also do some bits. So it was all right for them. I say B minus.
Yeah.
Doherty, which is kind of big. They lost Costa. I mean, he wasn't really doing much for them, but Jota also. But they brought in some good players.
Yeah. They didn't really need much because I think Wolves started amazing last season and they were keep being consistent. They just needed a little tweaking. Didn't really need much.
Yeah. Now, all the teams, we've graded every single team. Who do you think is the winner of the transfer window for the Premier League?
Chelsea.
Chelsea, I had a feeling you were going to say that.
It's not like nothing biased. It's just in terms of last season and what we needed to improve.
Yeah.
We've exponentially improved massive.
I agree. I'm kind of lean. I think I got a double winner. I think Everton and Chelsea, I think they're kind of coming as a tie for me. Everton did a lot of great business for Ancelotti. They actually brought him the players he wanted, and that's huge. If they were gonna want Ancelotti to actually improve the side, and then Chelsea brought in a lot of great players. So I think they're both winners. Who do you think is the loser? For me, it's Burnley.
Burnley or West Ham, but Burnley.
Burnley. I think Burnley really, they could very well go down.
Yeah, I don't know why
Very well go down.
they're relying too much on Deitch to
Yeah, exactly.
play
And they
with
didn't
what
really
they
do
have.
much for them.
Yeah.
So those are winners and losers of the Premier League after a crazy transfer window. A lot of players coming in, a lot of players leaving. I mean, this Premier League so far has been crazy.
Yeah, it's already the start, and like,
Already, City's
so
lost 5-2. Liverpool's lost 7-2. United's lost 6-1.
I don't know what's next.
I don't even know what's
4-3.
happening.
Leeds
Leeds
lost.
4-3.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen next? I don't know. Anything could happen. We're gonna break down. We're gonna look back at this later on at the end of the season, see how the players have done
Mhm.
that came in. But this was our Premier League. Every single team we graded. Every single team talked through. Every single team who they brought in. It's gonna be interesting. See what happens. I think that's my go-to line. It's gonna be interesting.
No, it's gonna be very
We should
interesting.
put that on a shirt.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be
have
interesting.
merch.
Have merch. Hey, listen, merch. You never know. You never know.
With our 20 subscribers, compliment. Let's go.
Hey, listen. We got 20 subscribers right now. Let's bump this up to 50. Let's get this up to 50.
I
Let's get
need
30
you
more
to hit the subscribe button right now. Whoever is watching
right now.
this,
Just
like
watch the video.
share it.
Keep telling them.
Okay, yeah, I'm watching you whenever you go to sleep.
You better sleep with one eye open. If that one eye is sleeping, the other one should be liking and subscribing and watching.
Check
Simple
on
as that.
Look, I'm behind you right now.
Turn around. Invincible Podcast, episode 3, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Tell us who you think won the transfer window. Who do you think did the worst in the transfer window? What do you think about Chelsea's transfer window? That's the go-to.
All right, see you.